Shall we play a game?
G'day viewers, welcome to take two. Yep. I made it public, but I wasn't sure anybody was going to come in, so I thought I'd start another one. And no, I don't know what this HST power car's doing. I really don't. It's had a few trains drive through it so far while I've been watching it. But anyway, hello Elliot Jury, hello Andy Ladd, hello Andy Burbridge. Greetings all, welcome along. We're going to have a look at Fife Circle, which is where we are right now. We're somewhere north of Markidge, and we're not meant to be here. And the only reason I got here is because I rode this thing as a passenger. And, well, I came back half an hour later and this is what it was like. Got to the end of the line. Anyway, I think we might go back to the main menu. Why was I riding as a passenger? Just to smooth out the route. So, cheers to you all. A nice Wednesday night apple juice. And Miss Noisy there behind me. See? Little Miss Noisy.
Eat my burger. I was having a bite of a burger. How can that be noisy?
You know, it's much easier to eat your burger if you don't talk. You're going to beat my ass. Fife Circle, that's where we're going. Hey, do you want to? We're going to ride this train. Do you want to what? I didn't think so. Yep, it's one of those days. Anyway, we've got a new timetable. So there's the old one, the 170, and the Sprinter Express timetable. And it's got HSTs and Scotty and 380s and 170s and 158s, 385s. And of course it's got a 66. What else would it have? What does a 66 do, actually? What are they? Railhead treatment train on the whole route? Oh, bloody hell, that would take forever. We're not doing that. I've been told to stop annoying you so I won't get more computer time. Don't worry, she'll find other ways to get me back. You already have. What are we going to do? Which HST are we going to do? We're going to do one of them. Let's do an intercity. That'll do. And that one's too late in the day. Let's do something early. That one? That one. Nah. How come they're all different times, I wonder? They must get stuck behind stuff. Well, we'll do this one. 7:44. No, 7:26. That looks all right. Dynamic weather? Not on your life. Thunderstorm, maybe? No? How about some Scottish weather? There you go. Scottish weather. Perfect. Let's go. Hey, Gav. Hello, Elliot. Daniel. Andy number 1. Andy number 2. Andy's had a crap week. Elliot reckons I'll be grounded British style. Andy says, I've had a crap week. My mum had an accident at work and has broken her hip and wrist. Problem is she had both her hips replaced by 18 months ago. This isn't going to be an easy fix. Oh, it's a bit shit, mate. It's a bit shit. Sorry to hear it. What do we do in this thing? Oh, yeah. Turn it on and open the doors if the thing works. Just move my cup of tea and my cup of apple juice. Are these going to work? Ooh. Okay. The throttle doesn't work, but the brake does. Go figure. Oh, that's because it's not in forwards yet. Right, now it'll probably work. There we go. Perfect. Good. Doors are open, aren't they? Yep, good. Headlights. Night headlights. Tail lights. Maybe the other way. Day headlight markers. That looks good. Instrument lights. We are in the big intercity. And these people are going, what is that old piece of junk? Why is it there? Look at our new shiny train. Well, I don't care about the new shiny train. I'm in an intercity. Let's get these doors closed. That was unnecessary. Alright, brakes off. Let's go. Have we got a green? We have got a green at the end there, I think. We're going to make power? We are going to make power eventually. Okay. Good, good. Hello, cat. Must be the weather, says Gov. You don't need to feel useless, Andy. Just do what you can do. If that happened to my mum, you could come and help her if you wanted to, because, you know, she is who she is. She's an interesting individual. As we slide out past the little Azuma. You can't drive the Azuma on this timetable because it goes the wrong way. Because, yeah. Valiant Valium, you must be very calm. Hello. We're heading off out of Edinburgh, Waverley. Or Edinburgh, I heard someone call it on a stream the other day. Is that my signal that's red? No, couldn't be. Mine's the one we just went under. Better not be my signal. It's okay. Let's have some vapours in this good Scottish weather. In theory, the Gaelic in the title for this video means where the fuck are we? But I think it's sanitized because when I put it into the translate and translated it back the other way, it didn't say where the fuck are we, it just said where are we. So, They're a tribe, you know. The where the fuck are we tribe. They're always lost. As we head for Haymarket, we're apparently going to stop at Haymarket. We're going a bit quick, but don't let that worry you. Just because the people in the back are going, it doesn't matter. It's fine. You can play conductor mode now on this route. And I think some things maybe there's the occasional announcement, but I wouldn't guarantee that one. Gab says, at the moment, my mother had to get taken to hospital today and having ambulance and fire brigade to help her up. That's not good. But, you know, she was probably quite happy to be surrounded by all the sexy young men. The train can go anywhere, absolutely. Turn this wiper off, we're in a tunnel. It's a very long tunnel, too. And we have British headlights, good to see. We got any passengers? We do. Wow. As we make our way to Haymarket. So my visit to the grand old UK is only about 2 weeks, maybe nearly 3 weeks away now. They're all around my age. Oh, well, you know. Maybe she wouldn't like them so much then. Well, the train can go anywhere, mate. You don't need tracks. It's fine. Have you never seen the Titfield Thunderbolt? That didn't need tracks. Much sympathy heading in Gab's direction. And Andy's direction. We'll just roll into Haymarket nice and gently. Actually, you're in a tunnel in an HST. Wouldn't you do this? Alright, fun's over. But you would, wouldn't you? You'd run through their flat stick. It probably won't be the last, Gav. Mine took to falling over as a way to get attention, but it didn't work. Welcome to Haymarket. It sounded like a Pakistani Scotsman, didn't it? I won't do that again. It's rude. What you need to ask your mum, Gav, is she was at the hospital yesterday. She should have fallen down there and been more efficient about it. That would have been much simpler. Why do I feel like I'm about this high? So how is everyone anyway? And he said, can I ask if your UK visit's in jeopardy with those two nations starting their nonsense up again? They're flying so far. So far. Should have released the brakes earlier, I think. Valiant says Scotland is the mythical 5th country of the subcontinent. Hello, Mark B. Speaking of 5th continents of the subcontinent, Mark's from New Zealand. New Zealand. And you can remember the 1985 Open Day weekend at Haymarket. That's cool. That was the year I started uni. Why is it going to take 50 minutes to get to Markinch? That's not possible. Anyway. You're not going to see a lot of clag out of these ones. They more just blow hot air. Gav says, welcome to Haymarket, the place that you want to leave and never come back and sell your dignity. I think something... Ooh, keep your belongings with you. We heard they, didn't we? Did that come from my train or the other one? Andy says, when Scotland borrowed 3 143s from Newcastle for 2 weeks to launch the reopened Bathgate line alongside 3 refurbished 101s. Well, you'd need the 101s. Absolutely. Everywhere needs 101s. A few things sitting in the depot. Little 158. Couple of HST power cars, discombobulated. We've got them in the back. We've got a full HST and a tram. There you go. I think that's the second time I've seen this tram. It's been, of course, it was reused in Germany. Same one, but we'll forgive that. Yeah. Why am I getting further away from Markinch? I am going the right way, aren't I? Oh yeah, that makes sense. We are actually going away from Markinch right now. Heading for the bridge over the River Forth. Andy's tram. It is, Gav, it is. Ding ding. I should probably slow down for this track change, shouldn't I? Assuming that's what we've got for this very short 75 zone. She should get to the bridge soon. I won't see much of the bridge in this weather though. Uh-oh. Hopefully it's not this on, like this on the day that we ride it, because we're going to ride this train. Not the HST specifically, but the train. We're going out on a limited express. So it'll be interesting to see this line in real life. It's not that far away. We'll see what the comparison looks like. Do I take the Steam Deck and play on the train? I don't know. I don't know if it's worth carrying a Steam Deck around England for a month, and Scotland, and Wales. We're supposed to stop here now. Get behind the yellow line, you miscreants. Well, they splattered a couple of those there. It's a good thing the HST doesn't have mirrors, isn't it? It's actually something I've noticed. I haven't seen a lot of UK trains with mirrors. Some of ours have them. Back to full bore. So I explained to the missus that it's a very picturesque line and that's why we're going on it. This bit not so much. Mark says, I wish they'd get proper sounds for the HST. Be good. A lot of people seem to want Valenta sounds. And then you'll have a submarine-sounding train. Andy says, the bigger question is, will the missus let you play Train Sim World on the train? Well, probably not. But, you know, if I did it, I'd make her video it. She'd love that. She'd be all in it. It's as high as it goes, huh? So we head into the Scottish wilderness. I think this HST thinks it's a pacer. How bouncy it is. Uh-huh. Ooh. I didn't know the airport lit up. That's cool. Back to the bouncy pacer HST. Look at it go. Okay. Clearly it's a very smooth track. We're only doing 110 mile an hour. And we've got a 50 zone coming up. Should probably do something about that. Might need a lot of brakes for that. Mark says mirrors belong in the toilets. Does any of us want to actually know what Mark's looking at in the mirror in the toilet? It could be an attached terrifying. Gav says HST, aka Pacer, aka 101. Certainly a bouncy one. So who went and picked up Cargo Line Volume 6? Farts in a bottle. Andy says, I've noticed since GWER came out, the HST feels way too bouncy. I would agree. Racing Transport says hello. We're going to be approaching the gigantic bridge, but we can't see it because it's too foggy. Yellow line, people. Yellow line. There's the giant bridge. I managed to get out to the little fort earlier. But I was riding as a passenger, so I could do such things. I don't know who the missus is talking to down there, but someone. Faustwitch Ludwigsbahn, Mannheimer Kaiserslautern is the route. But yes, I personally think I'd wait for a sale anyway. Much as I like Adam, and he's a good mate, I don't think this one hit the mark. Mark says, when the HSTs come into service, I would stand by the engine just to hear the scream as they pulled away. I think that sounds quite fair. And of course, there's the other bridge over there, which I don't think you can get to this one. No. As we gently cruise along through the Scottish mist, which might end in a giant haggis at any moment. And he says, and even a louder scream from the rear power car as it passed you. Excellent. These people are more obedient. There's one just testing their powers of going over the yellow, but didn't quite do it. Never quite sure if the brakes on this thing actually saying the word initial, but they do seem to have it. Racing Transport wants to get Thames Valley. Nice. It's a good route, that one. I think the different way of running, I think, will interest people. Because you're doing all those little short runs. I think that will interest people. Gab says the countryside that wants to rain 24/7, 365, non-stop, and so much fog. Yes. On one of the bus tours we're going on, I was looking on their website for other people's photos. And it's like foggy day, foggy day, foggy day, foggy day, foggy day, sunny day, foggy day, foggy day, foggy day, foggy day, foggy day, foggy day, sunny day, foggy day, foggy day, foggy day. It's like, yep, I think we'll be getting fog. I think we will. Andy says the island is Inchgarvie. It contains both ruins of a 15th century castle and a state prison, was heavily fortified in World War I and II with coastal gun emplacements that protected the bridge. It's a pretty serious bridge. Daniel says I always had to cover my ears, it was too loud. Yeah, nice little HST speed sign there. We get to go faster. Sucks to be you, non-HSTs. We got one. Oh. Guess who wasn't watching? Do we run it again? I suppose so. Or do we run something else? No, we'll run it again. We'll run it again. Where's my, I'll be back. Just getting my woolly thing. Right, let's do this properly this time. Nothing ever happened. It's fine. It's all good. You know what else I didn't do? I didn't put the AWS on, did I? Or the DSD. Right. That'll be better. And have I got the doors open? I do. I've got headlights on. Are we still in Great Western? Don't have headlights on yet. Day headlamps and markers. Looks good. Right. Let's do that again. Yep. Thanks for all the spads, guys. That's 0 streams without a spad. Hentus got to 9 before he reset. Richie got to 3 and reset. It's not our week, clearly. But you know, at least it's not PZB. Alright, let's get out of here. I think I released the brakes. Yep. That doesn't seem to be doing very much, does it? No. What haven't I done? Something. What haven't I done? Master key's in. It's in forwards. I didn't do anything different. We should get there quicker this time, shouldn't we? Andy says, I remember one day at Edinburgh when a northbound HST came into platform 19 as was, and a southbound was in platform 1, so it came in stopped with the rear power car still on the crossover. And the signalman going, brrr. We're taking a different path this time. Weird. But okay. Gav suggests I don't sped or fly. Daniel says, just a practice run. Yes. Yes, just a practice run. Yes, sure. Gabepi, hello. Ah, you have the last message. Oh, there you are. Go from Leven or Waverley on a class 158 and then spad it. Try going backwards to a red and restart. And the Scottish lady starts talking. With 2 stations, they almost fixed the announcements. Well, how scary. It wasn't the apple juice, honest. Doesn't sound right, but, you know, doesn't sound awful either. Racing Transport says, I once spatted on stream by telling him to full thrash a 37 out of Exeter. It's not that impressive, knowing Richie. Yeah. Bob, hello. Welcome along. You've not played this route since the update. Well, mate, that makes 2 of us. We're doing it now. And I think I'm supposed to stop here, so I probably should. I'm kind of wondering if we are. You'll be alright. Have fun at the supermarket, Kabepi. It's a good thing that signal was green, wasn't it? It'll be fine. What is it they're stepping on as they come out? It's like there's an extra step there. I think I realised what was wrong last time. I think the brakes possibly only release using the lever when you're actually in the cab. So if I go outside on the 8 and I release the brakes... Oh no, they did it that time. They didn't do it last time. Oh well, we'll sit here until it's time. 40 more seconds? That's what happens when you go too fast. Gab says, I'm just doing a sped counter. 1. I should get the count up. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Valiant Valium says, coming 2028. Extra step DLC, $20. That's fair. That'd be a good DLC, wouldn't it? Ding? What went ding? Oh, you did. Okay. Well, fair enough. do it properly. Max power in the Great Western. Who else wanted the coaches to be striped? I should have worn my GWR shirt tonight, shouldn't I? I haven't got a ScotRail shirt, so I have to wear them. Can't wear that one. I'll have to try and get one when I'm in Scotland. Hopefully they sell them. Bob says, not sure about GWR in Scotland unless it's before they repainted them into ScotRail livery. Probably. Do you know, the Scots might be upset about this because this is Irish. It's only a young one tonight. It's a 12-year-old. As we hoon off into the distance, past the great stadium. If there's two stadium next to them, did they become stadi? We have a 75 zone coming up, so I may as well get off the juice. As we pass Penny's. Hello, Penny. So there must be a building on the other side of the tracks named Sheldon, right? Daniel says, what's the point of having umbrellas if they're not going to put them up? Well, they're tough in Scotland. They don't need the umbrellas. Gab says, DLC, no steps, $50 AUD. No steps at all. Nice. A subtractive DLC. Look at me not speeding. Isn't that weird? Andy Ladd says, yeah, same, want the coaches done in the same livery as the power cars. I think it would be excellent. I would enjoy it. Holy Trucker said, anybody buy cargo line ass? Oh, sorry, I meant gas. Oh, look, I tend to agree, Holy Trucker, that it didn't really meet the mark. I don't know how many times I have to press that button. But, admittedly, it could be worse. They look really good. And the services are okay. The scenarios are a bit meh. The journeys are just journeys. Mark says, I didn't get the HST pack because the coaches didn't have the correct liveries, and Holy Trucker said he bought it for the toilets. A lot of people do like streaming the toilets. That's what we hear. Did anybody see the umbrella come through the side of the cab then? But this big purple flash just appeared on the left, right behind Purple Pussy. Bob says, well, whiskey is an Italian invention, not Scottish or Irish. Most people don't know that. I didn't know that, Bob. There you go. I think the Americans think they invented it, though. And they called it bourbon. But they made it out of the wrong stuff. Because Americans make everything out of corn. Whiskey, sauce, substitute meat, fuel, presidents, they're all made of corn. So we cruise back into the wilderness for the second time. And this time we might pay attention to the signals because we've got AWS turned on. Daniel says, be able to have a better look at the airport this time. That's true. Let's get up there. Or have we already passed it? No, that's a housing estate. There it is. Whee! That's a lot of planes when there's no buildings. Righto. So the airport here is basically a rubbish dump with planes and lots of lights. Yeah, it's cool that it lights up. I like that. with our thunder and lightning very, very frightening HSTO. Gav says 2029 DLC, no seats and no luggage, $50 AUD. So you've been on an Azuma then, when there's no seats and you sit in the bike rack. I sat in the bike rack for 3 hours. And the funny thing about sitting in the bike rack for 3 hours, it's not actually that uncomfortable. But even the people on the floor look slightly envious that you got to sit in the bike rack. Big bridge coming up. Trucker Cargo Line 6 has only one review on Steam. There's nothing appealing to make me buy it. It costs more than Cargo Line Military for me to purchase in my country. I think when it fills out onto more routes and gets into more timetables, I think people will probably pick it up. And I have been speaking to Adam and passing on some feedback from a couple of German players to him. So they will do an update, but they're going to update it at the same time they do the next German DLC. Which apparently not far away. Go figure. I'm sitting here going, why aren't I accelerating? Then I realised, oh yeah, it's 50 zone coming. Gav says, I've sat in the luggage rack on a bus for 3 to 4 hours. There's nothing worse. Fuck. Holy Trucker says the branding mods may require it soon though for German. I think its branding's pretty good on those cars. They look really nice. Andy says Stourbridge Town, Stourbridge Junction, 1 mile route, $32.99. Deluxe edition with class 139, $45.99. Excellent. Train Chaser Andy, hello. I am okay, thank you. Holy Trucker says I don't even know if I want Thames Valley now because no new locos once again. Well, he's not a train guy. He's a route guy. Let's see if I can find my way back to the way I got out to go to the island. Ha, got it. You can actually go under the water too. Look. Where's my HST? Oh, there it is. That guy that claims wind and rain will claim this, you watch. I wish we had realistic thunder again, when it was really loud. I liked that. Holy Trucker says isn't going to be as bad as the Wales route, though, for trip times. Train Tester Andy says brunch. Cardiff's alright, I like the Cardiff route. Gives off Doctor Who vibes. This is pretty close to where we spattered, isn't it? So I'll accelerate. Seems like a good idea. No, I don't mind the Cardiff route at all. I think it's actually quite different to anything else we've got. Probably the nearest thing we've got to Cardiff is probably Cathcart. I spattered right after this tunnel, didn't I? Hello, Railwayman UK. Greetings. Ooh, dark. Let's slow down in case that signal actually is red. Because we don't want to spat it again. Once was enough. Green. Great. I wasn't here where I spattered, was it? It was a little bit further down. How are you, Railwayman UK? I think most of the people in this chat could call themselves Railwayman UK. Another bridge. Holy Trucker says, got to admit the details in the Thames Valley shots. Looks like he overdid the scenery again. Does look good, but concerned about what you get, how long it is from A to B. Well, it's not A to B, it's A to B, C to D, E to F, G to H. There's 4 routes, aren't there? 4 little short routes. And they're not connected, I don't think. Andy Ladd says it was further down the line. I think we're just about there. I think that is the signal coming up. You're on your way to work, Railwayman. I'm on my way to bed via a stream. Because it's, what time is it here? 10 to 8? It's kind of funny, as is typical with the medical profession. I booked an appointment with my doctor for Friday, on my day off, to talk to him about eczema and sleep, of all things. Last night, perfect 8 hours, no problem at all. And even the eczema's gone down a little bit. Weird, weird, weird. Is this why it's an hour to Markinch? Which is like 20 miles all up? You sit at a red signal for 30 minutes? And there they sat, waiting for trains. What's come? So we want to go across those. So what's coming that's stopping us? Ah, you. A lowly 158, probably. A 158 pathed in front of an HST. How unforgivable. Gav says, Dark Sim World coming soon to your local theatre near you for the low price of $20 AUD or concession price of $5 AUD. Bob says, for the TSW7 announcement on August 25th, we all know it's coming based on DTG's record. I think the core routes will be North Wales coast from Crewe to Holyhead via Llandudno for UK. That would be nice, actually. I'd like that route. It would be a good one. We've got the Cambrian coast coming, so it would be a good partner. Gab says 3 lines. Kind of thought 4, but I'll go with 3. I'm good with 3. 3, sir? No, 5. 3! Where are you, vehicle? Oh, you are. All right, we shall preemptively release the brakes because there's nothing else anywhere near us. There we go, green light. He hadn't even cleared the junction yet and we got a green light. Magnificent. Best signalling ever. Holy Trucker says, I said have lazily given up offering a new route for TS Classic. Well, they said that about 2 years ago, Holy Trucker, that they weren't going to make any more TS Classic content. So now you get into TS Classic through the subscription, which I hear is actually doing quite well. It's been quite popular, so I would expect to see that for Train Sim World, that you can get it on subscription with rotating routes. Bob says Horseshoe Curve at Altoona in Pennsylvania for US. We've had that. And Berlin to Hamburg for Germany, and maybe the Tokaido Shinkansen for Japan. We've got Horseshoe Curve, Bob. I saw quite a good video of Big Boy running through Horseshoe Curve the other day. Whoever filmed it was quite good because I don't know where they were, but they made it look like there weren't 50,000 people there. Railwayman UK says, I suppose they never included the Greenford branch as part of the Thames Valley routes. Well, I suppose there's only so much the guy can do, and then he can promise an extension and put that one in later, can't he? Does that sound fair? I hope the day we go there it doesn't look like this, because that would be sad and disappointing. Holy Trucker says, take some black seed oil, Paul. Cold pressed black seed oil, sleep like a baby. Sleep through earthquakes too. That good. Never heard of it. I would have to check what's actually in it, because there's a lot of things that I can't have because I work on engines. Particularly around sleep, I've got to be very careful. Because you never know when you get the tap on the shoulder by the lady with the little cup. Come with me. Andy says, it's always been the way it happens, make an appointment, it magically starts to sort itself out. Absolutely. Yes, the human body's a wonderful thing. It just teases you. It goes, nah, not today. We will have to have a look at the 11 branch on this one, see how we go. I love that they put their umbrellas up as you drive past. It's like those flowers that grow when you're near them. Daniel says, I'm in bed. I was late home from work this morning, finished 2 hours late. It was busy. That's not good, mate, but glad that you're going to get some rest. That's good. Sleeping during the day, I take it. Gab says, wow, ScotRail. Yeah. Cumbrian Coast, not Cambrian Coast. Thank you, Racing Transport. We appreciate the pronunciation assistance, because, you know, I have no idea. Christopher Honeywell, 7046. Hello, welcome along. Gab says there is the Windsor branch, 2 miles, Marlow branch, 7 miles, Henley branch, 4.5 miles. The Marlow branch... There's something weird about the Marlow branch, isn't there? I've seen it somewhere. Bob says it's from Virtual Railcam. They have a live streaming camera there, as many other places in the US. I watch those streams regularly. No, this was just someone videoing it, and I think they were just after the curve. But they got it coming through the curve, and you couldn't see all the people that were standing on the side. People who don't know Horseshoe Curve, there's the big curve in the track, but there's a fence that's, you know, it's not very far from the tracks. Popular rail fanning spot, and you can imagine when Big Boy went through there, was it yesterday or the day before, whichever it was, there would have been a lot of people. A lot of people. AWS for the 50 sign. We'll get down to that, no problem at all. We don't get notifications when you reduce the brakes. Interesting. Holy Trucker says, yeah, if you're on blood thinners, you can't take black seed oil. It thins the blood. I'm not on thinners. But I just have to be careful what kind of sleep medications or pseudo medications I take. Even eating poppy seed cake, you've got to be careful. And eat that no less than a week before your shift, because it can actually show up. No one wants that. And in Scotland, you can get all 4 seasons in one afternoon. In Melbourne, you can get all 4 seasons in 8 minutes. 2 minutes each, just like Train Sim World. Bang, 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 done. Holy Truckers is blick. Christopher Honeywell, how are you down in Australia? I keep telling you, mate, there's no up or down in space. Australia is just as up as you are, we're just up a different way. Time for the Max Burbles. Holy Trucker says, must be nice not to need the out of bounds mod to do a run on this route with an HST. Well, you could always just chuck it down in free roam. But yes, it is nice. I can't actually remember if the HST speeds were there before, so I don't think so, but I'm not going to say absolutely. I don't remember them. We have to slow down again, don't we? It's going to be a slow old run through the curves today, on our way to Markinch. Chain Tracer Andy is making a trains map, looking good so far, based around the Newstead area. Not very nice. Daniel's sleeping during the day. Gav says that Marlow branch has the token system. That's the one. That's why it's weird. Yes, the drivers have to get out and exchange the token. But I think they've only got one for the whole branch, don't they? Angus says, evening, Paul. Hope you had a good day. Actually, I did today. It was quite good. Wasn't as tedious as some work days can be. It was fairly fast-paced today. Got some good stuff done. It's nice when you open up your calendar in the morning and half your meetings have been cancelled and you think, woohoo, get some work done. Because my lot, they do love a meeting. Holy Trucker says no chia seed. Chia seeds are like corn and tomato seeds. They come out the other end in the same condition that they went in. As we roll our way through the little port area here. Can't quite get the top of the crane in. Oh, it's alright. Cat says no poppy seed cake is crazy. That was fun. Bob says they need to flesh out the horseshoe curve more then. It's practically empty and probably the worst American route in the game at the moment. Definitely in need of a remaster. I can't remember who made horseshoe. Was it Rivet? I think. Might have been Rivet Route. But it is a bit old school. I built a scenario that runs Amtrak on that one, using the Boston trains, running electric trains on Horseshoe Curve. Who, me? Daniel says, now and again our bakery delivers to Network Rail and we can't send them anything with poppy seeds on. Yes. Because if you get picked from the cup test, and they go, right, you're under suspicion, you can't operate from that moment until you get cleared by the blood test. And the blood test will clear you with poppy seeds, no issues at all. But it could be a couple of weeks and you can't operate. So for me on a heritage railway, that wouldn't be that big a deal. I get kicked off the train for the day. And I wouldn't be due back there for a couple of weeks anyway, so by the time the Bloods came through, it'd be fine. They'd be all apologetic. But for someone who's making a living on the railways, it's a bit of a disaster. Looking forward to this stretch in real life. I think it will be quite pretty. Chain Trace Randy says, still trying to figure out the industry I work in. I don't tend to tell people that because I don't want anybody turning up at work. And that might sound strange, but I once reviewed a barber that did a terrible job that wasn't terribly far from work, and he actually did turn up at work and make trouble. Our ex-copper security guard got rid of him quite well, but you don't need shit like that. And there's nothing quite like the internet for bringing out the madness. So that bungalow up there, that is the Ralphan bungalow right there. Of course. And he says, other than the side gig. Yes, the side gig's definitely trains. Christopher says, when you play Wonders of Soda again, please try and beat the world speed record from Knapford to Vickerstown with Gordon. I've already done that. I beat all those twats. None of them know anything about trains, clearly. What am I doing this weekend? Oh, yeah, I'm doing the reduced timetable for Preston Crew on Xbox on Sunday morning and Minor Inconvenience on Sunday afternoon. I was planning on doing a crime thing tonight, and then I thought, that's for the first week, and I messed that up because I did something else, so this is the trains one. And I thought, I haven't done a whole week with TSW for ages, so I thought, yeah, why not? Why not? Christopher says, done that. Railwayman says poppy seed's not an issue for GWR as far as I know. It would be because they test out for opiates. So when you do the piss in a cup test, it looks like you are either on serious painkillers or you're into opium. Or heroin, I think, would come in as too. So you'll get suspended. You know I waited for this. Got windows in this thing? Nah, it doesn't sound good, does it? Never mind then. Railwayman UK says, crystal meth on the other hand. Oh, it's encouraged in the railways. Daniel says, Skyhook did horseshoe. Yeah. I'll have to hassle Adam then. Remaster it. But we do have to remember that Skyhook is Adam. That's it. Everything they do is people they contract out to do it with. Because they have yet to rebuild. That won't happen until Lawnmower Sim 2 sells well. Holly Trucker says, all this talk of poppy seeds makes me hungry, so I'm going to get the missus a last cheese and garlic scroll. Should be mad at you, you know, you just ate her food. And he says, Richie works with penguins. My guess Paul works with platypus. Something like that. Something like that. Actually, the industry that Richie's in and the industry that I'm in actually work together. Isn't that weird? Not our particular two, but the two industries work together. Because I do actually know what Richie does. I think after this we'll do the Leven branch, but not in an HST, for some funny reason. And then we should probably do a run down the other side, maybe in a 158. If there's a service that goes down the other side in a 158, but I'm guessing there will be. Ian Bradley, hello to you as well. Hope you're doing well, mate. Welcome along. Andy says hello. Or Dogfire, hello. Welcome along. Thought my industry was train sim streaming. Well, I do actually make a little bit of side coin out of train sim streaming, I have to admit. It's not considerable by any means, but the money that the Goog coughs up through YouTube pays for most of my games these days. Which is nice. Richie, hello. See? He is like Beetlejuice. You mention his name and he turns up. Or Candyman, one or the other. Hey, Andy. Bob says, what is the current record for Gordon on Wonders of Sodor? Something like 14 minutes. I did it in 13 minutes, 30-something seconds. Gav says Richie stinks out the car industry. Well, you know, Cargo 6 Volume 6, that's made for Richie. See if you can fill that up. Good to have you along, Richie. Richie and I will be doing a combined channel meetup at the National Rail Museum later in August. There's a post on my page which has the times and dates and things like that. So looking forward to that. I've got 4, well, you might call Richie Rail Mr. Spad, but you know, look what I did in the first train today. But I think I've got 4 meetups in the UK, if I remember them correctly. And there are a couple of extra opportunities for people I've reached out to. So if you can't make one of those opportunities, let me know and we'll see what's plausible. Meeting one bloke who doesn't have great facilities to travel fairly close to him, and he's not a big fan of groups either, so he'd probably be quite happy. So what do you reckon this signal is in the fog up there? Yellow or red? This is the question. Christopher's having mash and baked beans for breakfast today. Fair. Richard says, I only spattered twice in the last stream. That's less than usual. This is true. I've only done one so far, but you know, this is only the first run. We just repeated it, started again. I don't think this signal will actually be red, so I'm just going to power up anyway. Because I think it'll be yellow. Yep. Because I was figuring the stopper that we're running behind had left. But I don't want to build up too much speed because we'll just catch up with it again. Green on the stick. Full speed. Gav says, no one can beat the professor. I used to go to uni with a guy who called himself the professor. Racing Transport says, I made you spat on Riviera Line. Richie, the power of 37's dragging Voyager. Look at the lovely wilderness, all the wildlife, the wild buildings frolicking around on the lawns. And we caught up with it. Train Tracer Andy says he and his brother are having a big beef. Well, you know, make it into steak. That'd be the way. Polar Trucker says, one quick question on Thames Valley. How do we expect a price similar to the Mildmay route, given there is no new loco? No, I haven't seen any pricing for it yet. I would kind of think so, though. I mean, it's the same guy. So I don't think he's going to push the envelope too much. Bob says, can't beat the professor? Sure you can, with a stick as he sleeps. Mean. Kind of like it, but mean. Chain Tracer Andy says, your brother's cat. Not directly me and my brother. Ah. So if your cat's a big beef, maybe you've got a pet cow. This is one of those housing estates where you don't want to come home drunk, isn't it? Every house is the same. You might end up in the wrong house, in the wrong bed, with the wrong person. Pretty chase as well. Everybody's coming in tonight. How are you, mate? Looking forward to seeing you soon. Gav says the price for Train Sim World 6 Thames Valley branch is releasing July 21st, 2026 Epics Games. Where'd you get that from? Has the article come out? Or are you just guessing? Ah, we've gone green. Okay. We can fang. 15 pounds for Thames Valley. So has an article come out for Thames Valley today? I must look. Do that now. Hopefully I won't spad or crash. TSW News. Ah, indeed it has. There is the article. Okay. Very good. Very good. Just come out. This evening. Alright, we'll have a look at that later on. I'll probably make a video before I go to bed, I guess. Because, you know, if I don't, someone else will. Do. Ian Bradley says you'll be able to make time to visit Hopetown, Darlington, the museum and rail station built in 1842 on the Stockton and Railway, still active station North Road. I actually have been to Darlington, you know, but I don't think I went to the museum. And I have faint suspicion... Holy Trucker says you read it for the lazy slobs that can't or won't. Should I say that this time? I think that would be funny, but no. How to lose subscribers. Lesson 1. Listen to Holy Trucker. Lesson 2. Call your viewers lazy slobs. I don't think so somehow. Yeah, look, a field full of ships. Little shippies. rolling into Mark Inch, our final stop on this service, and we have, of course, got a yellow, of course. Christopher has family living in Australia. And one of your mum's family live in Darlington. I was going to that museum earlier this year. Oh, that's cool. I think I do get pretty close to Darlington this time because I will be in York for a bit, so there's potential, I guess. Because, you know, it's not exactly a long train ride from York to Darlington. Let me just have a look at the little spready. And just slide on over to York. You guys tell me if I'm going to spad, but it'll be 20 seconds too late. York, 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 York. Be tough to make it work, I think. Tough to make it work. None of you guys told me I was slowing down too much. What's going on? The days I'm in York are a little packed. Gav's photography is a way to lose your subs. Just call them lazy and tell them to listen to Holy Trucker and Andy Ladd and Richie. Well, listening to Richie seems to work for him. Have you watched the Sheep Detectives on Prime Video? No, I can't say I have. Andy says, what have I done today? As far as I've been behaving today. Don't you always? There's a post on my page, Christopher, about when I'll be in York. On my YouTube page. It has the 4 meet-up opportunities, one of which is the National Rail Museum. Let me get that post up. Shouldn't be too hard to do. And I'll pop a link in the chat to it. View channel, view channel, view channel. Where is view channel? No, YouTube Studio will do. Yellow signal, yay. Content. Posts. Because there's a new one now, which has got a 4th meetup. There we go. Pop this in the chat. And the, I'll list them out as well. Don't know if they'll fit in one chat message, but I'll try. No. There we go. There's the various meetups that people can come to. If you are going to come, please register on the form so I know, because if there's an excessive number of people, I'm going to have to work with the venues. Also a quick car bus ride from Whitby. That's true, Ian. Richie says you're going to Spad, just in case. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Please take all your belongings with you. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
Please note that it is slightly damp today on the platform. Holy Trucker says, holy shit, Tim's value is cheap, not much more than cargo line ass. Whoop. Gav says, I can see Andy Ladd writing up a rules list. Daniel thinks we need to stop. And Christopher's friend is going to York tomorrow. I hope they warned York. I just realised I've nursed that for an hour and 20 minutes. Racing transport, just looked, you're nowhere near I am. The nearest I'll be to you is Barrow Hill Roundhouse. What area are you in, racing transport? Just your general area, not your actual suburb or town or whatever. As we roll in towards impending spad. I think we have to be fair to the people of York. Go. Let me look up on maps where Barrow Hill Roundhouse is. Barrow Hill Roundhouse Railway Centre. Oh, it's not the kind of place that'd be cool. I'm going anywhere near that? Well, I suppose I am, yeah, kinda. Sheffield. Right, platinum, despite being naughty. Very good. Alright, return to timetable. I think 11 branch now. I think what we need to do. Andy says, I don't know where to put my name down. Not sure I'll be able to do it now. What happened to my mum? Put your name down anyway, mate, and we shall see what happens. If things change closer to the time, that's fine. Not an issue at all. Right. How do we even find the 11 branch? Go to 11? No. I wonder if the 11 branch isn't even in here. Wouldn't that be funny? Oh, this is still the HST, isn't it? Let's try the no, the 170's 11 branch, isn't it? Hang on. We need the other one, don't we? That one. 11 all the way to Edinburgh. No, I want to go down the other side. I want to do a short 11 branch one. Aren't there short ones? 11, 5 car. That's round that side, round that side, round that side. I'd love from something round the back, really. But we'll do the start of the 11 branch. We'll do an afternoon one, and then we'll stop at the junction, and then we'll find something that goes down the other side. Should we do it as a conductor? Nah. Drive. You can only do it with the 170s. I should have done it at 158. That would have been better.
The ScotRail service to Edinburgh Waverley. Calling at Cameron Bridge, Kirkcaldy, Kinghorn, Burnt Island.
Yep, stopping at King Pawn.
Dalgety Bay, Inverkeithing, North Queensferry, Dalmeny, Edinburgh Gateway, Haymarket, Edinburgh Waverley. If you see something that doesn't look right, Transport Police on
now that, of course, is the original announcements, not the new impressive ones. There's supposed to be trams over here somewhere, isn't there, in real life? I think. And a massive round toilet. What are you? Loki. Loki the dog. Well, fair enough. That's worth 10 FPS. Now all the people turn up to get in. I do have a green, don't I? Yep. that a 158 coupled on the back? Does that happen? Is that real? Okay. I didn't know you could do that. Ooh, we got very touchy. If you do a 5-car, includes the 158 and 170 formation. Well, that answers that question, doesn't it? Ordoc Fire says Leven is the longest run in Fife. You know, I thought there were some short ones that just went to the junction and back, but I might be thinking of somewhere else. Throttle's very touchy with the TSCX thing. Very, very touchy, but that's okay. Maybe. No, I think it's just the default ballast. I don't have the mod. I was talking with Matt about this effect that happens in front of the trains, and it was designed to make ballast pile up, so it was over the top of the sleepers, but it disappears as you drive towards it, and it looks bloody terrible. I don't know, being naughty. Richard says the whole point of the SCR 158 pack to get the 170 on there. Fair enough. Slows down pretty quick. Very touchy on the TSCX controller. I'm getting about this much movement of the lever is going from max brake to max throttle. So I've got to just tap it. Tappy tappy. Holy Trucker said I thought it was black like Cathcart Circle. Why would it be black? Ah, yes. See, the boss is here, and he's going, what are you boys doing? You're sinking into the ground, lads. All of you. You find my content relaxing, Christopher. There you go.
We'll soon arrive at Cameron Bridge. Don't forget to take your belongings with you before you leave the train.
Hey look, the Ruffan guy's put his camera the right way around this time. He's not like some narcissist selfie bloke. Well, these people not getting in. It's not as though the train goes anywhere else. Well, there they go. Maybe they're going to get in. Up the front somewhere. They don't like 158s, clearly. This one's not a snob. She's going to do the 158. All good. Andy says, no, the boss is there to tell him to slow down as he needs a new yacht, so he wants to extend the works by 3 months so he gets paid more by the council. I like your thinking. Sounds like a good plan to me. Why the vigilance pedal goes off when the brakes are on, I don't know. Bob says someone needs to make the class 68 for ScotRail and DRS. Now they have the licensing, especially given the DRS is the only company allowed to touch the new wagons. Give a lot of gameplay. It depends if they have the licensing for that. Licensing can be very specific. But I agree it would be good. Another freight beast. Kirkcaldy's beyond the junction, isn't it? So I think we might take it all the way to Kirkcaldy. Gratuitous, ridiculously small bridge shot. Number 2. And that factory is where they make the UFOs that they put on Cathcart. Ian says, I fill in the form after the stream, probably just meeting you in Whitby. We're visiting anywhere dog friendly. I'll have to leave her at home. Whitby probably be walking around the streets, finding some food, finding a beer somewhere, so it should be fine, I would imagine. Holy Trucker says 2 mile run, 7 mile run, and 4 mile run. Won't that be over really quickly for Thames Valley route? That's a short stream, I'm guessing. We'll just do a lot of them. Or we'll explore in great detail if it's worth exploring in great detail. Go on, sit on idle. You know you want to. Maybe P2. Where are we headed? So Kirkcaldy's all the way down here somewhere, isn't it? Yeah, we'll just take it to the junction and then I'll find something that runs down the other side. I think you can route hop between the routes too, Holy Trucker, so you can bounce around, but... and we could always go to the other route, so because the route up the middle exists. Holy Trucker says, nobody blink, we'll miss the stream. Bob says, you'll be visiting the Life Museum of the RNLI as you're going to Whitby. Well, maybe. I hadn't really planned on it, but, you know. If we need something to do, it could be possible. Not sure if the missus will be with me or not for that meetup. She might just nick off back to the B&B. Christopher says, what time are you going to bed? When I do, mate. It's only about, what, 8:36? So it's not particularly late yet. I forgot in addition to the whiskey, I've got a cup of tea. Which is terribly cold, but that's okay. Another ridiculously small bridge. Must be hard to keep this formation dry, given there's water right next to it. I remember when this first came out and people went, it's so bare, where's the landscaping? It's like, it's, you know, it's brand new. It's only just been built. It's going to be a little bit bare. Mark says, Whitby says you'll be taking kippers or vampire hunting. Oh, there'll definitely be food, definitely be fish and chips for sure at Whitby. It's necessary. Last time I was up there with Richie and Casual, we found quite a good spot. Well, I shouldn't say we found it. Richie knew where it was. Why would I go faster, Christopher? It's hovering around the speed limit as it was. Right now I'm letting gravity pull me down to 25. We have the green. It was Casual who was the expert. Well, he should bloody well come along this time then, shouldn't he? Mr. Casualus Railus. And here we are at the junction. Doc Fire says, have you looked at the changes to the airport in this route? Yes. Yes, we did. We went through earlier this evening and looked at it in the dark. It was quite nice. It's weird that you have all the planes sitting there and no buildings, though. Gav says you just need to keep him on a leash. Yep. All right, we'll leave this service here and we shall jump into a 158 and find something that probably runs out of Mark Inch down to Edinburgh Waverley down the right-hand side. So we can do the inland route. We shall see how that goes. One day they'll get rid of the Arrow 3 from here, but they're clearly impressed with it. Fife. Tim table. Express Tim table. 158. Ah, we'll do the funny looking one. 11. And I think this time we'll do night clouds, but a lot more clouds. Bit of wind. Bit of fog because it makes the route look better. And we want something down the right-hand side. We've seen 158s do it, so they should exist. And maybe they don't. Maybe there is nothing running down the right-hand side. Maybe only for this one. Let's try the standard one. Let's see if we... Oh, there we go. There's one. We'll do that one. 956. In fact, that goes from after the junction, doesn't it? Oh, no, it's from Edinburgh Waverley. I want to go the other way. Dundee to Edinburgh Waverley. That's 11 Edinburgh Waverley. Edinburgh Waverley Dundee. They all go that way. Oh, that's the right one. Oh, that's good. From Glenrose to Thornton. Yep, that's the right one. All right, let's fix this. Back to light clouds. More clouds. Bit of wind. Bit of fog. Go. Hello, Hawks. How are you, mate? Christopher says you need to obey speed limits. Yes. Sometimes I do drive a bit too slow. I do that in the real trains too.
To the ScotRail service 2, calling at. If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text the British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sorted.
Looting, looting, looting. Headlights. How's that looking? Nice. I think it normally go into a service where DRE defaults to on. Should turn on this thing, I guess. Oh, it works. Stuff. Window? Window. Other window? Because, you know, it's brutally hot in summer in Scotland. Time to go. Yep, there we go. Closing. I should look up my assorted trains and try and figure out what they're actually running on. I have no cross-country book this year. None. None at all. Samantha, hello. Glenroth it is. And we're heading off to a place that sounds more like a cheese than a town. Bob says the only Scottish route I don't have is the Edinburgh-Glasgow. There you go. Smam says Glenn like Glenn, Roth like David Lee Roth, like Ezra. Gav says cross-country will haunt you. Yes, one probably break down in front of me or something. That probably will be what happens. Ooh. Okay, good. Marco's red. That would appear to be Thames Valley. I had a horrible suspicion I was going right then, and I was going, oop, that's going to be uncomfortable. But no, it's okay. Going good. Kind of think this would be quite nice country too, to travel through. But I couldn't actually find a Sunday service that went this way. Since I'm doing it on a Sunday. Ian says, when you have to go by restricted speed as you've been told to do so by the signaller, for example, what is the speed of the restricted speed? It depends on the line, so they're all different. But the signaller would normally tell you. If you need to do something in the game, I'd probably half the speed. If it's restricted speed because you're coming into a platform that's occupied by something else, you drive at a speed that is no more than being able to stop in half the distance of seeing an object. So if you see something 50 yards in front of you, you have to be able to stop in 25. That's what our railway rules do anyway. So if you're going into an occupied road, I'd go in slow. Seemed necessary. Indeed, welcome to the Fife Railway. Cheese, garlic and bread, you reckon? Good plan. Racing transport, need to go spotting at Ely tomorrow with your mate. See some cross-country 170s. Yeah, cool. Hopefully they don't break down and you actually see them and have them turn up. That would be good. I was reading an article the other day that says they're actually Britain's most hated rail operator. I like it. Well deserved. Well deserved indeed. Why won't my trip be pleasant, Sam? They gotta be good.
You'll soon arrive at. Don't forget to take your belongings with you before you leave the train.
For some reason, my brain was saying stop at the footbridge, but no, you don't want to do that.
What?
Ian says on about the game, I was being told by the signaller of a specific speed, except in a scenario with a failed level crossing. Yeah, if they're telling you to do a restricted speed to come up on another train or into a platform that's got a train in it, you'd come in slow. Samantha says it's Fife, statistically low chance of pleasantness. Well, there you go. That'll do. Doors opening. The doors are opening. What are you doing? G'day. How you doing? Good haircut, brother. Nice one. You need to shave, mate. Oh, it's a man with a ponytail. You pushed me off the bridge. Bastard. Hello. G'day, I'm your driver today. I need to insist you put your hat on the right way round, sir. That's right, right way round. Uh-oh, that's it. Your hat's on backwards, you made the engine stop. What are you doing, mate? What are you doing? Just hit myself in the face with a door. We won't worry about that, though. It'll be good enough. Gav says the guy with the ponytail was Adam haunting you. No, Adam hasn't got a ponytail. Adam's a good guy, by the way. I do actually know him. Racing Transport says Eli's got one of the worst entries I've seen. 3 double-track train lines from Peterborough, Kings Lynn and Norwich, and Eli North Curve all into 1 double-track line, as well as Eli Papworth sidings is there. Ah, cool. Busy spot. It's the best kind of hunting in a busy spot. I did open a window, didn't I? Yep. Off we go to Lochgelly. And more sheep. Surprise! Can't go that way, there's an invisible wall. All I wanted to do was see the outside of the bridge, but I'm not allowed. Go and get one of those classic curve shots. It looks like the train's bearing down on you and it's not. Your sister lives there, one of your many sisters. You have a few then. Which what you really means is you've got one good sister and several spares. No worries, Andy. How's she going? T.S. Cabroy, do you think Train Sim is overselling how nice the interiors of those are? Oh, the 158s. I've been on a 158. They are a little, worn and austere. Just whacked another one in the head. Make him walk. Wouldn't you have fun? You see someone on the phone, you just go. Just ruin their phone call. Bob says the only passenger companies in my neck of the woods are Northern Transpennine, Cross Country and East Midlands. The occasional freight, usually 66, and that's it. So the 66s are your fault, Bob. That's what you're saying. Richie says 158s are fine, just don't travel on them on a hot day. Scotland, does it get hot days? Does that even happen? T.S. Cabaride says seats run like anything on the 385s at least. There are some memorable seats in the UK rail network that are more akin to sitting on an ironing board made out of rocks. I like the way they just roll backwards for a little while. Sam says the seats may have changed, but they were more comfortable than Turbo Star seating way back when. Tess Cabarro says, great to see electrification is going steady on the Fife Circle. Wonder what they're going to run after it's complete. Maybe 385s. We'll have to wait and see. Off we go to Cowdenbeath. Andy says she's okay on the good meds now. She's floating somewhere between here and Jupiter. Oh, that's good. Managed to get some sleep and has eaten today. That's good. Thames Valley preview. Let me see if they've told us what the embargo will be. July the 20th, which is what? That will be Sunday. Sunday for you. Saturday, Monday night for me. No, it'll be Monday morning for you. Monday night for me. Monday the 20th will be the stream. At least if there's no new trains, I don't have to make tutorials. One less thing to worry about. Bob says we've started getting the class 810s, so that's something. The class 195 has been in for about 3 years now. Richie says 165 is technically a new train. Well, yes, but I think I did a tutorial for it for the Great Western Remaster. I think I've done one. Holy Trucker says one of the scenarios will be called Don't Blink. Probably. We'll see how imaginative the bloke is.
We'll soon arrive at. Don't forget to take your belongings with you before you leave the train.
Actually, it's kind of unusual that we get our key before the preview. No, it's 9 PM for me, Christopher. For 10 AM British Standard Time at this time of year is 7 PM for me. In Australian Eastern Daylight Time, it's 9 PM, which is always a bit boring. This time of year is much better. Because, you know, starting a stream at 9 o'clock on a work night is a bit shitty. Ooh, slippy. We had slippage. Looting, 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 looting. Hello? Arp, arp. I've probably done all the collectibles on this route, I think. I think I probably finished it. It's another bloody at. Do you know, in a previous life, I worked for the company that made them. So there you go. And they got upset that the same ones that didn't rust in Scotland did rust in San Francisco. They weren't pleased about that at all. Yeah, preview is Thursday. Friday morning for me. Holy truck. Trucker says the 2-mile route scenario, don't blink. Ian says, watching the comedy show Prime Minister's Questions. Starmer's final one is the UK PM. The new one will be much better. Well, you know what the soccer chant said. Holy Trucker says 11 PM here in New Zealand. Christopher says 12 in the UK. Don't do drugs, UK. Dunfam line, Queen Margaret next. It's probably Dunfam Linny or something. It's at 11 right now in New Zealand, Holy Trucker. It's only 9 here. I thought you were 1 hour in front of me. Are you 2 hours in front of me? Town Roma, hello. The 158 would be more realistic if half the logos were faded and half the wall had no paint left. ScotRail needs to take more care of their stuff. Well, I'll get to see it for myself soon. Be up in the region. May even end up on one of these, although we're going up the other side of Fife Circle, so it's more likely a 170, I guess. The ubiquitous 170. Holy Trucker says 2 hours ahead. Well, it makes sense, I suppose. You are a fair way away. You're 4 hours by plane. So how is life in the eastern states of Australia this week, Holy Trucker? Bing, on the green. Northern do take care of their stuff quite well from what I've seen. Where are we? You're not always 10 hours behind us, Christopher, because when we switch to daylight time, it's earlier than when you switch out of summertime. And when we switch out of daylight time, it happens earlier than you switching into summertime. Holy Trucker says, we are the new India now, not New Zealand. And he says, is New Zealand really that far away? Or so it's maybe an hour at most flight time to get there. No, it's about 4 hours from Melbourne. Especially North Island. South Island, I think, is about 3.5.
You'll soon arrive at. Don't forget to take your belongings with you before you leave the train.
Town Roma says everything aside from the 156s. Bob says that part's true, some every day, and they're in good condition despite their age. And Sam says physically couldn't keep those paces going that long without some care and attention. Christopher says very confusing. Daylight savings time is very confusing. It's stupid. I shall use a Clarksonism. It's just stupid. take a long time to open. Aw, they make a path and you can't go down there. What's the point of that then? There's a seal with a fish. Maybe I hadn't collected the last one because I don't think it had a fish, did it? I'll have to rewind the stream and have a look. Get out of the way. I can guess what that looks like from underneath, but I have to go look. Come on, buddy. Get out of the way. Yep, there they are. Wait for more feet. Boop, 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 boop. Always worthwhile. Is it time to go? It's time to go. Oh, sorry about your coffee. See you later, Richie. Enjoy your meeting. I'm sure it'll be absolutely spectacular and amazing. Oh. No, I haven't done. That'd help. Why do they bother bottling bridges if you can't get onto the sides of them? Oh well. Samantha has ordered Macca's. The door locks at 10 p.m. Hurry, Mr. Macca's man. Hang a little while. A little while. Christopher says, what's the favourite film of all time? I'll have to think about that. Gav says, what's Neil doing on Fife? Neil! Christopher said, the buzzer reminds me of the alarm clock in Wallace and Gromit. I actually think one of the most memorable films for me is probably Alien, the original. Not speeding anymore. It's okay. Dunfermline City coming up. So they'd say at the inquiry, did you see the lady step out towards the trap? No. Didn't know she was there until I heard the thump. Where's me seal then? My seal's missing. Ah, there he is. Hello, Sealy. How you doing? Hello. Oops. So that wasn't such a smart idea then, eh? No, not reverse. Reverse is bad. Forwards. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Hello, King K Games. Welcome along. Popped in to say hello. Going back to sleep in a minute. That's what I often say to myself in the middle of the night too. I'm just going to go back to sleep in a minute. I'll just watch this. 2 hours later. He had a strange ad for TikTok. Well, okay. Holy Trucker says, I've watched the movie Fury like 3 times in the past 2 months. Absolute piece of art. It's a very good movie, that one. I think the, what's the other one that's really good? I'll think of it. The Equalizer. I like those. Christopher says, man ramming into the boot of the car and falling down. Samantha says, Allium, a terrifying film where they visit the planet infested with deadly onions. That would be terrifying because our ex-Prime Minister would be there, the onion eater. Screaming things like, you can't handle the truth because he thinks he's funny. Christopher says, the seal is extremely fishy. Holly Trucker says, damn, they better take the guard mode away for TSW7. Hate every year they feel forced to change things. Ah, there'll be some gimmicks. I'm sure there'll be some gimmicks, Holly Trucker. Andy says, I do feel sorry for you flying all the way here due to the time it takes. The flight I took down to the Falklands in an old VC-10 took 19 hours, and that was bad enough. Well, it's 2 flights with a brief respite in the middle in a land that's currently getting bombed by our friends from Iran. Timing, eh? And Trump might figure out there's Aussies there and then it'll be on. He doesn't like us much. Hey, C, how are you, mate? Welcome along. We're heading into Rosyth. Or Rosith. Oi, my GSMR's gone away. Get back on there. I don't want to deregister it. Go away. I want it to be on. On. Eh. Test. There you go. You can be testing. Oops, should probably stop. I love that it's forgotten about the place names. Sam says the pronunciation's making you cry. You know what's really sad, Sam? I've got Scottish relatives and I still say that. But then again, I'd probably say that to upset them. There you go, people. In you get. Andy Ladd says, you ever watched the New Zealand horror film Black Sheep? My wife made you watch it with her and it was weird as hell. Don't remember it. I'll have to look it up. C says, is it just me as the cabs seem a little too bright? Don't they always? I think most of them are like that. King K Games, he says, doesn't like himself either. That's true. He looks in the mirror every morning and goes, who are you? You're Doom. Hello from Tokyo. Hello to Tokyo. Grand Spot. Full bore. Michigan Rail fan, hello, welcome along. C says, this makes me excited to visit Scotland this year. So many places I want to explore. I'm kind of looking forward to it, to be honest. I think it's going to be magnificent. Sour Mustard 78. Hello. I was recently in the UK, originally from Leeds. Caught trains London to Leeds, Leeds to Edinburgh, North Queensferry for a walk around Forth Bridge. Also did Glasgow to Maylieg. Ooh, I didn't know you could walk around the Forth Bridge. Can you walk on the bridge? Christopher says, I love chatting to all you lovely people. That's cool, Christopher. Andy Ladd says at the ATM, thanks, see, mum's in hospital, broken hip and wrist. Stress dealing with that. I'm stressed with these speed limits, but that's okay. Don't read chat and expect to survive your speeds. It's fine. Nice, see? Good to support the Andy. There goes a Rogue 170 that sounds something like a spaceship. Sam says, I'm contemplating visiting the consulate in Melbourne to get a new passport, my new name, etc. But equally, fuck the UK government. Yeah, you have to get one to go back, don't you? Sister-in-law's going through that at the moment. Trying to get that sorted out. Bob says, though Fury is a good movie, it's historically wrong. I wrote a good story. Sour Mustard says, only around the base of it. Also, Britain's smallest lighthouse is there. Ah, cool.
Don't forget to take your belongings with you before you leave the train.
Invocating. Christopher thinks he sounds like a broken record. That would be... So no, you don't sound like that. Sour Mustard says National Rail Museum is epic. I've been there twice, but I've never seen the station hall, so I'm looking forward to that because it was closed the last couple of years. I think it actually opened the day after I'd left last time. It's kind of annoying because I couldn't change my plans. So one problem with booking stuff in advance and not winging it is you can't change stuff very much. Wish you could walk on the Forth Bridge. That would be cool. Walk out there with the trains. C says, definitely want to visit Edinburgh Castle. We are. We're going to. We've booked a guided tour of the castle. There's two of them. Twins! I should have stopped back there so they were equal. Joseph plans this afternoon. Quick cycle myself across Inverness to catch 20 minutes and a cup of tea before back to the boatyard. Very nice, Joseph. Sounds like a nice way to spend a morning. Welcome along, too. Sam says, as long as I never leave Australia again, I don't need a new passport. Well, this is true. You only need it to go to the UK. You don't need it anywhere else. Wait 30 seconds. Soon. You're getting internal error notifications on your phone. Reboot it, dude. It's probably full. And he said, don't you ever watched it, but in which we serve with Noel Coward is still one of your favourite war movies. I think I have seen that. Sam says you can visit the World's End pub at the bottom of the Royal Mile, above which my weed salesman used to live. Well, there's a recommendation, that's for sure. That's as good as it gets right there. This train should start rolling as soon as the doors lock. Away we go. Mower power. As we head round to the right on our way back to Edinburgh. Yes, I know it's Edinburgh. Andy says YouTube will block stuff. Sometimes it feels like you are spamming chat on the mobile app. More power! C7 involves a pub. I'm there. Seems fair. King K says, forgot to mention I'm coming out there in September, starting in Scotland, Edinburgh to Fort William, Hogwarts Express and the Caledonian Sleeper to London, Steam Galas in West Somerset, North Yorkshire Moors Railway and Epping Ongar. Magnificent trip, King K. That's like the epic trips I put together. Bit of everything everywhere. That'll be nice. King K is another streamer if you haven't encountered the fella. Does a fair bit of Train Sim World, builds a lot of scenarios for stuff, does Train Sim Classic. Have you got a sleeper berth on the Caledonian? We've got a club berth on our trip. Christopher says, checks your phone all the time. Phone's sorted itself out. Probably do give it a reboot. Yeah, Ian, I agree. Reboot it. When phones get sad, they don't tend to get better by themselves, but also check and see if it's full, if its storage is full. King K hopping on the Eurostar to Paris to hit the Louvre and the Tower. Very nice. Sometime in the somewhat distant future, we'll probably hit Europe for a significant trip. Probably about when I retire, I think. Should I be stopping here? Yes. Oops. Emergency brakes. It'll be fine. Look, I'll just jump out. See, we stopped. See, look. Just don't look down there. No. Did it make it? Oh. Nope. Sorry, Guard. Samantha says there's a toilet at the top of the tower, second highest place you can take a piss in Paris. What's the highest? King K says, unfortunately I got a one-seater on the sleeper, but I wanted to experience it for once. Can't upgrade to a sleeper berth? The single berths aren't expensive. I would buy both beds in the berth though, so that you don't get to experience someone else's farts at close quarters. Now, if I remember rightly, there's an invisible wall on the bridge, but let me show you how to defeat it. Have you downloaded some malware, Christopher? See, and this is how you defeat the invisible wall so you can walk on the bridge and listen to the grass sounds. Because it is pretty cool. I only wish you could climb up on the edges, but you can't, unfortunately. So if you want to walk over the bridge and listen to the magic grass sounds, you can. Christopher says it's all working, and Ian Bradley says, here comes the Star Wars bridge. May the 4th be with you. And there it is down there. The 4th. The 4th of Firth. Or is it the Firth of Forth? I never can remember. One of those ways. Could be worth checking that the YouTube app is up to date, Christopher. It really hurts your performance when you go into one of these. The Firth of Forth, there you go. See, I'd like to climb across the top of this bridge. That's my kind of thing. Because I have been on top of the Golden Gate. Legally, I might add. Dalmeny, coming up. That is possible, Andy. Shouldn't have to check your updates, Christopher. Just put them on auto and let them go for it. But it is possible the YouTube app is just being grumpy. It does that sometimes. Samantha says the highest place you can take a piss in Paris is on the plane while leaving. Uh-huh. Fair enough then. That'd be a different kind of Mile High Club. Oh, I need to know what that says. Penny and Evie's Coffee Corner. There you go. No coffee, no Penny, and no Evie. We've got a cat named Evie. No pennies, though. I know a Penny, but she's not a cat. Not even a little bit. What is he doing? Weird. Oh, we have a long wait, don't we? Another 20 seconds. 20 more seconds. There's feet through those stairs too at times. Almost home. Did she get coffee? Because Penny and Evie's is shut. It's a very clean train. Is this train okay, Greta, because it's so clean?
How dare you!
Oh yeah, forgot. You don't do trains. Only electric ones. King K says, I've seen some weird stuff on Worlds since the update. There's been weird stuff all over the place all the time. It's not unusual. Oh, it's a signal head. Okay, I was wondering what the hell it was. Huh? No, we'll go with that. Why not? What do you think, little 158? Can you get to 100? I'm thinking no. We can try. Ian Bradley says, coffee, I need coffee. That's like me in the mornings. When I get into the office, someone's always going, do you want a coffee? I go, let's go. There's always someone who wants to head out. My other half, she's behind me right now. And yeah, she turns up on camera sometimes. When she feels like it. Right now she's Warcraft, looks like. She has been on camera on this stream. Glaring at me. I just noticed all the screws in this are exactly aligned. Screws don't end up like that. Ian says coffee all day, every day, unless alcohol is available. Does it annoy me? No. She's funny. Oh, here's the new airport again. It looks like it still lights up during the day, too. I can hear a plane. I don't see one. Only a sound effect, I suspect. .2 to Edinburgh. Eat a burger every day. And we're not going to make the ton, I don't think. Never mind. King K says, wish that number 8 camera gave you more time to set up a decent camera shot, hopefully in 7. Probably not. I know that sounds mean, but probably not. Here comes an HST. Shouldn't really accelerate. Eat a Burger Gateway coming up. One thing I wish about the 8 cam is it doesn't start there. Why doesn't it start facing that way? It's so much better. But anyway, that's okay. I've had that argument with Matt a few times. It's one of the good things about the Ambassador event. You can argue with Matt in person. He's actually quite friendly, by the way. He's a nice guy. I think a lot of people think he's evil or something, but he's definitely not. Oh, look at that. Anybody think I was competent or something? Said the same thing in your stream on a Sunday. Cool. I think we were competing on Sunday. I think you were live when I was. Life. The internet's big enough. Samantha says, whoever names stations like this needs a slap in the imagination. No, she's playing her game. And no, it doesn't annoy me, Christopher. Not at all. We've been married 35 years. You know, we kind of know each other. It's been a while. Come on, doors. The world's slowest doors. Andy Land says, rule 1 of marriage, Christopher is never get annoyed with the wife. What an easy life. This is true. No, we can't go up the pole. Actually, that's something collision's been taken off of. Look at that. That's one of the performance things, is removing collision from all sorts of stuff that it just doesn't matter.
We'll soon arrive at. Don't forget.
23, Andy. Congratulations. Christo says, I have heard of that rule before, and thankfully you're not married. Ah, well, you never know what the future might bring, mate. Bob says, I think that those who name places, hello, Welsh Village, they're probably plastered when they thought of them or let their cat walk across the keyboard. That's possible with Welsh, yes. You gotta love the Welsh, though. How do you spell bus? BWS. Right. Ah, thank you, Ian. Very appreciated. Right. South Gilly it is.
Security personnel tour this station 24 hours a day.
I don't know what jewels do. Something. Probably. Andy says, rule 2 is she's always right to her face. Even when she's clearly wrong. If you've had it later on your mates. Samantha says, English got bust from the Latin though, so everybody's doing word theft. Oh, about half the English language is either French or German, so yes. Christopher says, I don't care where I am on the leaderboard. Let's have a look. Ian Bradley, Andy, Gav, Bob, Holy Trucker, Christopher, Racing Transport, Mark B, Richie Rails, Sam, TS Cab Rides, British Ace, King K Games, C, Valiant Valium, Town Roma, Railway UK, Train Chaser Andy, Sour Mustard 78, Andy Burbridge, Elliot Geary, Ordock Fire, Kabepi, Hawks 2, Cat, Joseph Bland, Your Doom, Michigan Rail Fan, and Angus. There you go. As we cruise towards our doom at Haymarket. So what this joy this next signal brings for us. See if I can do this on my phone.
We'll soon arrive at. Don't forget to take your belongings with you before you leave the train.
Nearly there. Hoping I can do this from here. There you go. Little present for you guys. I had to do it as my other me, though. I couldn't do it as this me. It wouldn't let me. I guess it doesn't like you paying yourself. I'm trying if I can do it on the phone from... Let's try that. No, I don't think I can. It won't let me watch my own stream as me. So who got the memberships? There's the question. Who got them? You thought the cab was too bright before. You should look at it now. Edinburgh Waverley coming up. Edinburghs. So who's getting the memberships? That's the question. Doesn't give them to anybody yet. Huh. Did anybody get one? It's not good if I paid for them and no one gets one. That's boring. Party hat and sparkles. It's thinking, says Ian. Well, I hope it gives them out, because, you know. I was going to end at the end of this run, but it hasn't given them out. Then I, Yeah, it usually says who's got them. Quite quickly, usually. Hmm. No, I don't. That just happens. I'm pretty sure. Usually just happens. I've done this before. Weirdness.
We'll soon arrive at. Don't forget to take your belongings with you before you leave the train.
No spadding. It's very weird, isn't it? Yeah, it definitely should give them out, but no, it doesn't seem to be doing it. Ah, we have gone yellow. Three days later. Well, we'll just have to start another service, won't we? Ooh, the three-way switch. Evil things. If it's saying anything on... Ah, the bagpipes, the bagpipes. No, it's not saying anything here. Yeah, you definitely should be getting them. It's annoying me they're not, because now I'm going to have to contact Google support and find out what the hell happened. Actually, let me check them on my YouTube Studio. I think it did give some out. because I've got 5 that joined 0 days ago. Septipop, Brizzy Boy, Dan WWW, and Chaps 1312. There you go. So it did give them out. Didn't give them out to the people who were chatting, but it, you know, gave them out to people who were watching, I guess. So that's all right. Congratulations, folks. Well done. I don't know why I didn't say anything about it. It should have. We might have to go and look at some big pipes or something. Did I unlock the doors? I think I did, didn't I? Didn't I? Surely I did. Surely I did. Maybe I unlocked the left-hand ones. Glod. Glod. No, I was hoping it would give them out to the people who were chatting a lot, because that would be nice, but it didn't. Life. I don't know what jewels do. Does anybody know what jewels do? I have no idea. But anyway, we're there. We are indeed there. And I think we might stop there for the evening. It is just about to go on 10 p.m, so I've got to go and feed the zoo and get to bed, I think would be a good idea. But anyway, Bob says there's no received. Christopher says nothing. Ian said sent gold coin for 10 jewels. Samantha Simone, faithful companion. RN Jesus was known, still revolving. Ian says you may need to confirm your request. No, it has actually gone to people, but it just didn't say who they were. Maybe it didn't say it because it was people who aren't chatting and it's respecting their privacy or something weird like that. That wouldn't surprise me with the Goog. How many Flying Scotsmans are there? 1. And it's 0 hours long. Oh, it must do the whole thing or something. Ah. We'll boot it up. Yep. Yep. Training center is everything you need to solve your problems. No. Let's get Scotty up and then we'll do the stream for the rest of the week. We'll go away from Scotty though, because she's already blowing her stack. So we'll just go over here where it's a bit quieter. So on Sunday morning, which is 8:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, I'll be doing the reduced timetable Preston Crew on Xbox as requested by one of the viewers. And on Sunday night, we'll be doing the HSC Minor Inconvenience on, so that's Horseshoe Curve. On Monday night my time, which is Monday morning, most of the UK people, we'll be doing the Thames Valley preview stream. So that's the day before it releases. Actually, before I go to bed, I have to record a video reading the article, don't I? Yes, I do. Better got off my butt and do that then. All right, folks, enjoy yourselves. And there, of course, we have Scottish Thunderbird 1. All righty, have fun. Enjoy. Bye.